And we're back. Wonderful. Okay. Let's check if Chad is back online. LinkedIn is mad. Okay, it's back. Cool. All right. Sorry, had to take a quick little break there. And we're back at this. So we are running Terraform apply, and we're going to be provisioning our VM, which is just Ubuntu 2004. We're going to be provisioning a data collection rule, which I have to go spelunking in here with you guys because it's got quite a lot of stuff in there. The schema is dark and murky, but definitely worth a look. Anyways, let's get this thing provisioned, or the apply at least running, and I can go give a tour through some of this stuff. So in my data collection rule, this module is right now it's hard coded for Linux diagnostics, VM Insights, but I think as I get more familiarity with this schema, I might be able to extract this out and make it a little bit more reusable. But so the structure here's our resource, and then there's these blocks that are very complex. So we have this data sources block, which has performance counters, and then it references streams. And these are kind of made up names that you refer to things. I've declared locals to kind of keep track of these. So Microsoft Perf, Microsoft syslog, the metric stream right here. So these are performance counters, which makes sense because I think the syslog is going to show up under like a different block, sampling every 60 seconds, and then we have all these counters with all the things, and here's our syslog, and then there's that reference to that stream, and we've got a bunch of things, and I'm just giving it a random name, and then log levels, and then we have our destinations, which here I have to give it the log analytics workspace ID, and then I give it this name, the log analytics destination. I build this from just a random string. So I think looking at the ARM template, this log analytics thing didn't have to be anything. So it doesn't actually map anywhere. It's like a logical name that's unique within the schema itself, at least from what I saw. Of course, this resource ID is an actual thing that ties a hook into Azure. And then this Azure Monitor metrics destination is a magic string. Actually, I don't even know why it needs to have a name. I think the name is a logical name as well. But I think this destination, unlike log analytics where it's a resource that you provision, Azure Monitor metrics I think is basically like a pointer to say, hey, Azure Monitor is going to like take care of this stuff. So now I've got all these things provisioned. So if I go look at what's all out here in my resource group now, oh, did I delete that? Maybe I generated a whole new thing. Oh yeah, GXP. Yeah, there it is. So I got a bunch of things out here now. So I have my log analytics workspace. I got my DCR. I got my VM. Now there's another view. You pull up monitor, and you go look at this stuff, right? So it shows my VM there, and it shows that it is not enabled, not monitored. Which, I guess, what have I provisioned thus far? I have my log analytics workspace. I have my collection rule, which is tied to my log analytics workspace. Have I provisioned the yes, so I have my data collection rule association. So this data collection rule association is there, and it is linking the virtual machine ID, which is the target resource ID, to the data collection rule ID. But it's like in the GUI experience, it's showing up as not enabled. Now, this doesn't always necessarily, like if the GUI has a brain fart, it doesn't always mean that it's not working, which kind of sucks to say that. But I mean, I've experienced this with App Insights. Sometimes the GUI is looking for very specific things and very specifically named things, and it just doesn't see that, right? Now, so as a workspace, so my workspace is showing up and it says it's enabled. That's a plus. So there's also this configure a workspace thing, and it found that guy. See, now this is a question, like, what does this do? Like, why does it even give me this option? If I go set this thing up, I'm not sure what it's gonna do. So I don't want to do that. Let's just learn more about this setup. And I think this is by using PowerShell. Wonderful. So let's go look at ARM templates, because I think ARM templates are a little bit more easy to reproduce. I'm going to break this guy out into its own little thing. So now, prereqs. All right, you need a log analytics workspace. Check. To enable VM Insights for Log Analytics Agent, you need to configure your Log Analytics workspace for VM Insights. This prerequisite isn't relevant if you're using the Azure Monitor Agent. Okay, check. I'm going to stop reading, because I think I was going down this bunny hole where there is just a gaggle of tables and stuff that, like, this was a very bad bunny hole. I looked at these templates here. Yeah, and it was not fun. It was not fun. They wanted me to create this little heartbeat table and all that jazz. So I'm glad I don't have to do that. So I am using the Azure Monitor Agent. See supported operating systems. Okay, is it possible that 2004 is not supported? That would make me very sad. Debian distros other than version 9.4, the map feature isn't supported. The following list of dependency agent that supports other than version 9.4, the map feature, the performance feature is available only for Azure Monitor menu. Is available only from the Azure Monitor menu. It isn't available directly from the left pane of the Azure VM. Interesting. Non-standard kernel releases. Okay. When you enable VM Insights for a machine, the following agents are installed. I don't know, man. Kind of makes me feel like my VM is supported. I'm assuming this 9.4 is for the dependency agent, because Ubuntu 2004 version of Debian, yeah, it's like way, yeah. don't know, does any... Matt. Hey Matt, how's it going? Matt, do you happen to know what version of Debian Ubuntu 2004 is based off of? And don't send me a let me Google that for you thing. Version of Debian. I just don't keep this crap in my memory banks, folks. I don't. Okay, 11. I do not. That's all right. I forgive you, Matt. So, wish I did. Haven't booted up my Linux laptop in weeks. Oh, you actually are brave enough to install it on physical hardware? Dang, man. That's intense. Oh, there's my wonderful cough. I just run Linux in virtual machines. I'm old school like that. Okay, so Matt, we're setting up Azure Monitor VM Insights because for reasons. Basically, I'm a little frustrated with the GUI experience and the fact that the GUI experience is not correlating with my Terraform code. So I've got, oh yeah. So here's my little VM. It says, I see you have a VM. I see that it's not monitored. So I want to help you enable it. Always Lenovo's. Yeah, if it's Lenovo, you got to install Linux on it. That goes without saying. But I've done this before, and basically, like I don't know, I could go run this again, and I could just blow it away if it doesn't look well. But yeah, see, check this out. So Azure Monitor Agent, it wants to go create a new data collection rule, which makes me feel like it doesn't like the data collection rule that I already have there. Now, what is interesting is it's going to try and create a data collection rule in East US, in like a default resource group and all that jazz, which is very perplexing because this VM is in West US. Now, there is, maybe what I should do is just go spin up a data collection rule in East US and see if there's some weird regional thing. You would think that your data collection rule would be in the region that you want, or that you would want to be provisioning to, right? So I've got this collection rule. It's in my resource groups location. Let me just, for shits and giggles, let me set up an alternative data collection rule here. I'm going to call this East US, and I'm going to change the location. It's going to actually go in the same. It's going to go in the same resource group. We're going to try and dump it into the same log analytics workspace. I may have to do something about that. Oh gosh. Should be. That's interesting. I keep a few Linux VMs running around. All right, so looks like the data collection rules, like, we're cool with adding another data collection rule in East US. Oh, it's like really pissed off. Yeah. This, okay, I would expect this to be true. So I need a different resource group. Yeah, reasonable. Very, very reasonable. So, crap. That means I need to have an East US resource group. This is going to be quick and dirty, everybody. Like, it just needs to happen. I can always refactor this and make it beautiful. So I'm going to put this in East US and East US. Might have to create a new log analytics workspace. Let's see if I'm feeling lucky here. Dude, come on. That's a very quirky. Do you see how that was kind of a subtle, like a very hidden fail. Like I have two resource groups. I changed the object reference, but I did not change the name. So it was just kind of like we don't know what to do. Data, what is this? Oh, interessant. Was not found in list of supported locations. That's interesting. Did I just like bork myself here? Did that thing somehow get into state and then like die? Let's make it go away. I don't know why it's looking for the location. Yeah, I think it got pissed. So two resources, two resource groups, same name, different region, confusion ensues. You've been warned. So East US. Now, I mean, I've used log analytics for cross-region log aggregation. So this should, I mean, with Azure Monitor Diagnostics, what is this pissed off about? This is in my data collection rule main. Why is it pissed off about? Oh my God, what the hell? Come on, guys. Anybody paying attention out there? Hey, Gary, is there a way to refer to itself? Yeah, I made a typo. I was setting the resource group's name as the location, like a total human. To be human. There we go. Yeah, there is no Azure region named RG blah blah. Oh God. Log analytics destination with resource ID. Okay, so data collection rule and log analytics workspaces have to be in the same region. Interesting. Okay, so we are gonna have to go blow out a few things. Let me just create like a little simple module that does this. This is a little hacky. We'll call this, what do we can call this? Logging, oh geez. I don't even want to make it, I guess I could just call it log regional logs. All right, so we're gonna extract all the things. Variables. All right, so what do I need? I need all this thing. So this is gonna be var name. We're not gonna generate the rando in this module. Oh no, that's not happening. We are gonna pass in these variables so we can copy pasta that. So I need a resource group. I need one data collection rule. It's no longer gonna be the alt thing. It's gonna be the thing. It's no longer going to have East US on there. It's just going to have the name. And I'm going to somehow embed the location. We're going to use the resource group within this little module. Son of a biscuit. I keep using the Apple like shortcuts, and like Linux is just having no part of it whatsoever. And I do need a log analytics workspace. So let's go grab that and dump that over in here. All right. So there we go. We're going to have everybody all in the same spot. I'm pretty sure this thing, oh yeah, it got rid of my string interpolation magically. Lovely. My log analytics workspace. I'm going through all this trouble. Like, why don't I just, rename this workspace, drop this thing up here, then like my folder structure OCD is going to be happy. Of course, I might have to totally destroy the state and just start from scratch. So get rid of that. Bada bing, where is this? So that's monitor log analytics workspace. Wonderful. And I'm going to be referencing that to my collection rule. Okay. So now I know I don't need this anymore. I don't know if I need the endpoint anymore, but I know I don't need this stuff. So now we're going to have some fun. I think I still need a resource group for like the VMs. So we'll just call this like my VMs resource group. Man, I'm flipping the table. Like we're just like going nuts, and we're just going to flip the freaking table. So my VMs are all going to get dumped into this resource group. I think my network is going to be in there too. All my monitor. Okay, so now I'm ready for my monitoring stuff. Do I have all my variables? I have a var name. I have, that's it, a var name and a var location. And everything else kind of just like commingles upon itself. Of course, I'm going to have to output a bunch of stuff, but I think for right now I'm pretty good. Let's just is the VM going to be pissed? I don't think the VM's going to be, yeah, this is going to be pissed because we're not ready for that yet. Oh, son of a, yeah, there. Sometimes you hit init again and it just runs init again. Nothing bad. No harm, no harm. All right, we're going to delete a bunch of stuff. That's fine. Let's get that cooking while I go plug away at my monitor modules. I'm going to call this West US log monitor. And my source is going to be, where is that going to be? Bloody hell. Oh, look at all this. Look at all this wonderfulness. Why do I do this to myself? I only go up one folder. It's just regional logs. And then the name is going to be some wacky thing, and the location is going to be West US. Yeah. And the name is going to be this crazy like comment rando thing. We'll just call this like that, West US. I know that's redundant, but whatever. Okay, there's a good tool for that. What tool? There's a good tool for what, Matt? Oh, you mean like the shortcuts? Sorry, I got my horse blinders on. A tool for Linux key mappings for Apple, so that I can do Control S or Apple S and Apple C. It's not even called Apple. It's that weird squiggly key. I feel like I'm trying to find that. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, remapping shortcuts. Yeah. I use Parallels, which I think it tries to do that, but I don't know. It just acts funny sometimes. But, oh dear God, like we're destroying this VM. Well, we're destroying this VM. I mean, what do you expect? It's in a it's going to be in a resource group that won't exist anymore. So it's bound to happen. Like the VM's got to be killed. But this will be good. So clearly, we have to have our log analytics and our DCR in the same region, and have to be. I mean, they probably don't have to be in the same resource group. I'll have to experiment with that later. But this is good for now. It just perplexes me that a VM in West US, when I go to the Azure Portal GUI and try and click to deploy this crap, it doesn't recognize my data collection rule in West US region. It thinks it doesn't see anything there, and it's like, let me set you up a new one using my magical GUI-ness in the East US region. You know, and I'm like, what the hell, man? No, like, how about you just use my DCR that's already there? That would be great. So it could be my DCR is whack, right? I mean, there's a distinct possibility of that. So let's go back in RTFM a little bit. See, I'm pretty sure I downloaded all these. Let me open tab on that. Wow, that was super useful. Okay. Same thing, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have these on my Mac. I don't have them on my not relevant. Azure Monitor agent templates. Yes. Let's go look at that. Extract. Extract here. Wonderful. Map. So this is my beautiful ARM template. So yeah, so see, this is where it's trying to inject that MSVMI crap. So it's concatenating MSVMI perf da, and then the DCR name that the user is given. So perf DA. All right. So I think I'm going to have to go look at this and compare this to my DCR code, which maybe my DCR code is borked, and the apply is still running. So, I mean, we got to wait for that thing anyway. So might as well just go look at this thing. So here's my magic. There's a big set of keyboard remaps for Linux. Kinto. Cool. Reminds me of Kendo, which is an old JavaScript library. I wonder if people still use Kendo anymore. But, okay. So we're looking, we got data, we got data sources. All right, apply is complete. That's wonderful. I guess I could run apply again and like, oh yeah, it's pissed off. Modules, yeah, gotta run init, get that module loaded in there. And then let's see what we're gonna do with all the things. I'm sorry for the bouncing around, guys, but you know, trying to balance like provisioning all the things with provisioning with like figuring out what's broken. I'm fairly confident it's a problem with my DCR. I understand this breaks dry principles, but whatevs. Okay. So we're provisioning the West US. Whenever that's done, I'll just go do the East US one too. Okay, so now we have the fun job of transforming these nasty, wow, that was done. That was quick. Oh, come on. So we're going to get east out there too now. So many distractions. So many distractions. Can we just get east and west out there? There we go. All right. So that's rolling. I'm going to pretty much ignore that. Performance counter. So in the ARM, it's plural. There is an equivalent block in Terraform, which is singular. No problem. Just letting you know. Now the name is different, and maybe the name is a magical name. But now this is kind of interesting. It VM Insights detailed metrics. Maybe the fact that I don't have this is a problem. I think I may have stumbled upon it. So I think I need to have a performance counter with a name. I can just call it that, I suppose. And then I'm pretty sure I already have this stream. Yep. Declared as a local. And that is for streams, and that's an array with my local of that thing. It's just a magic string. Scheduled, let's try this. Schedule, what? Transfer. Come on, for real? So we do have a sampling frequency. I don't see where the I'm gonna have to go RTFM, which sucks, but sometimes you just gotta RTFM. Let's find the thing. It's not, I don't want the association, I want the thing. There we go. Gotta find the block definition. These nested, like the documentation just, I mean, kind of blows. Oh. So there is no, I don't know, man. That might be a problem. That might be a problem. So scheduled transferred period does not appear to have a value in the provider. We do have a sampling frequency in seconds. I don't know, it probably takes some default, you know? So, I don't know, it's kind of sad. Counter specifiers, array of string, and then we can throw, yeah, we're used to having a bunch of backslashes and whatnot. Bunch of gobbledygook. There we go. Okay. Now this thing is called VM Insights Perf Counters, which, oops, I would expect to see. So this is a data source. We have a data source. So this is going to go to a stream. So this must be going to the Insights metrics stream, which is why we only see the Insights metrics stream down here. So we're probably merging all of these data sources into that one stream. Good guess. All right, extensions. Let's, gotta check the manual. Extensions. Okay, we do have the support for an extension. Excellent. Let's try and implement this extension. It looks like it's top level under data sources. extension. We got streams. Now this is going to be, oh no, that's got to be like an array of things, right? Required list of string, yes. And so in here we got Microsoft.ServiceMap. Now this is what I presume, yeah, the dependency, I was just about to say that, the dependency agent, extension name, should be there, and then name, dependency agent, data source. Let's make sure we didn't typo bad, marquee, no likey typo, and double click, can I spell Microsoft? I hope so. So now I just got to go down to my data flows, and looks like it is, way down there, my data flows. So I already have data flow for my insight metrics. Where is my, yeah, so this is Microsoft Insight Metrics. So I need to have data flow, actually no. So the stream is going to be the service map, and then it's going to go into my log analytics destination. Now let me see what they're doing. Oh, bloody barnacles. Okay, so logs, where is this logs? I'm assuming this is the logs analytics, logging analytics thing. Gosh dang it. Yeah, okay. So I've already got all this stuff set up. My, like, let's go look at that. Yeah. So here's my log analytics. So I got the destination here. Log analytics, yeah, wonderful. So I need to have a data flow, and I need to, so I've got data flow blocks for the other sources, as it were. I need to add a new one for that new guy, which is the service map. So data flow streams is going to be an array, and it's going to be Microsoft service map, and then destinations is going to be an array of string, and my destination is just going to be my log analytics destination. And if I wanted to, which I probably do, because you know what, OCD strikes again. This is what do we call this? Azure Monitor Service Map. Kind of annoying, right? But that's what it is. So now that replaces this thing. And then that replaces, is that the only place that I might, the service map? The service map is only two locations. Okay. So I added a couple of things. I added this VM Insights detailed metrics. And then I added the service map. And I added a data flow to go grab all the stuff. So yeah. And then I'm still using the log analytics stuff. So yeah, and that is their data collection rule. Now I'm assuming the naming doesn't matter, right? So assuming we're all good there. Now let me go back. So I've got all this stuff deployed. If I go look at my new world order. All right, I've got my random string GXP, blah, 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 blah. East US, West US, VMs, which I have a VM in there. And I've got log analytics, DCR, east and west. And now let's go to my Azure Monitor experience. Not monitored. Yes, I know, it's a sad thing. Let's smash enable. Let's enable it. It's still pissed off. So, not like it. So it's clearly okay. It's still pissed off. I'm pretty much expecting it to still be pissed off. And by pissed off, I mean it doesn't see the DCRs that I've already provisioned. It wants to go create a new one. So it's like, hey, you don't have any DCRs that are compatible with what I want to go do. Therefore, I'm going to go set one up for you. And it's going to be named completely nasty. And you're going to like it because you clearly don't know how to do this through Terraform. So not happy about that. I don't want to have it go set one up, but I may have to if this doesn't freaking work. But yeah, so now I've just made some updates to my DCR. This is my data collection rule. So in my data collection rule, I've added this VM Insights detailed metrics, and I've added this dependency agent and the dependency agent data source. Now my VM is already theoretically configured with all the VM extensions that it needs. I've got my Azure Monitor Linux agent, provisioning succeeded, yes, yes, happy, happy, all things happy. I've got my dependency agent, success, provisioning succeeded, happy, happy, 9.10. Yes, so the dependency agent is kind of important for the relationship, of the VM and all the things. So now I want to go update my DCR. So let me run init. I shouldn't have to run init, but I'm going to run apply, and it should detect all of those changes to the DCR configuration that I set. And it looks like we're doing an inline update, which is fun, absolutely fun. And so because I extracted my logging stack into East US, West US region, basically I made one update to my DCR module, and all of the goodness goes to both of my regions. So that's a nice thing. That's a nice thing. Cool. So now we are changing these things. Perf counter. We're changing the name. Oh, it looks like it's doing some wacky ordering game with the data sources. Like it's taking the first performance counter and like converting it into VM Insights perf counter, and then it's adding a new perf counter for the Linux perf stuff, which is kind of intriguing. Let's see how this goes. Oh wow, here's some wacky. Oh, look at my Legos through my thick glasses. My glasses aren't even that thick, but it's really distorting that image behind me. All right, so I've updated my DCRs now. That was fast. I mean, it's just updating metadata, right? I don't know what else to do, other than like pop over to Azure Monitor and see if it likes me now. I just don't think it's going to be that easy. Yeah, it doesn't see it in this list, right? It's like really pissed off. I could go through that process and just like interrogate the ARM template that it produces. I may have to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all. Both of these log analytics workspaces are set up. really pissed off. Let me check it through a different UI experience. So I can go to my data collection rule, and I can go look at this thing. Now, if I go look at my data sources, so I've got these data sources, and you can go look at setting up different things. I've set up the ones that I care about. I want perf counters, I want Linux syslogs, that's what I want. And the perf counters, yeah. So we've got this fun stuff, and we got destination, and it looks like what I probably did just now is I probably added this additional thing to output to my log analytics workspace. I don't know if I needed to do that, but yeah. So, okay. Now, under the DCR, you got data sources, which are things that you want to collect, and you got resources that you want to collect them from. Now, this is good. I'm actually expecting East US not to show anything in here because my VM is in West US. So if I go look at my West US guy, got the same data sources, it's all configured the same way. Now, what the heck? Oh, I guess I wouldn't see anything anyway. But yeah, so there's my VM. Now, what I don't understand is that this thing is like, I've already created a data collection association rule. So why is this thing not already in there? Did I somehow forget to add? I commented out, didn't I? I did. Freaking ding dong. Jeez. Okay. To be human. All right, so I got my VM. I'm gonna need my collection rule ID, which is no longer in this module. It's in, this is a terrible name. It's an absolutely terrible name. Anyways, that output, this module needs some outputs. So what do I need? I need my data collection rule, output, data collection rule ID. Oh, look at that, wonderful. Not even using autopilot, you know? And module data collection rule dot ID, bada bing, bada boom. All right, super. So let's go throw. So I got that output. I'm gonna throw that output down. Now, my compute, I need to go grab the monitor for West US. So we're gonna go grab the West US. It's gonna be the data collection rule ID, because this thing outputs a data collection rule ID, not just an ID. It's very reasonable. The module, VM hostname, wonderful. Okay, let's probably, it's a resource, shouldn't require reinit, but did it anyway. So now we're gonna attach that association and let's see what happens. Okay, yes. Smash. Resource group already exists. Did I bork that? I did. Yeah, object reference name fail. So I just need to get rid of US East right now. Honestly, I think we've established that the region, like out of region, doesn't work anyway. So we should probably, but to rule that out, I want to keep it included anyway, because I might sling another VM. Of course, I'll have to increase my quota. But I might sling another VM into East US and just, try and get it, once I get West US working, like get two working in two different regions, and go from there. Okay, so we're going to add back in the virtual machines data collection rule association, which theoretically is what should be granting us access to, to create that link between the VM and the DCR. And we should be able to see that in the Azure portal when we go in and check it out. All right, it's all out there. We want to hit the data collection rule in West US. We have a resource there. Interesting, it says create an endpoint. So that's interesting. Okay. Let's go check this out. Using log analytics agent. What? We're not using the log analytics agent at all. I don't even have the log analytics agent installed. We have Azure monitoring agent installed. That is super interesting. So it wants us to add this wacky data collection rule here onto my VM in order to enable it. Even though, like, I have added that there. Oh, now, okay, this is new. It says it is now monitored, which is very odd that. Now maybe there's that defect. Remember, like in the Linux version, supported operating systems. Didn't it say something about performance features available only in the Azure Monitor menu? It isn't available directly from the left pane of the Azure VM. Maybe that's why I'm getting some weird stuff here, because it is definitely showing up as monitored now, which is nice. Can we go look? Okay, we don't have any performance counters coming through. This is my jam right here. Let me go look at the map. This will be completely like blank if there's nothing in there. There we go. Now this looks nice. I like this. I like this a lot. This looks really good. This looks pretty blitzing, man. Yeah, I think we're in business. Maybe we gotta wait a little bit for data to load. Cause I'm not seeing any data come through here. But the dependency map is working. There could be still a problem with my data collection rule, because not gonna lie, that is some nasty looking JSON. Let's check this out. Look at this, man. Look at this. It wants me to create a new data collection rule here with this MS VMI blah 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 bullcrap, you know? So This will also enable system assigned managed identity in addition to existing user identities, if any. Wonderful. Currently, only resources in certain regions are supported. Tell me more. Azure AMA, what is that? AMA configure DCR. Okay, AMA DCR. So supported regions, data collection rules are available in all public regions where log analytics workspaces, blah, blah, blah. So this is fine. Like the GUI experience must be a little bit old, right? I don't know why it's telling me it's not available in all regions, you know? But the virtual machine is configured to virtual machine insights using old log analytics agent. When migrated to Azure Monitor agent, it will result in duplication of data if 2 agents are installed. It's very concerning, right? Log analytics agent. So I'm definitely, I'm familiar. For complete list, see the Azure Monitor agent overview. Only the default SMP kernel, non-standard kernels. Yeah. The Linux kernel must be patched for Spectre. Meltdown Rumble for information consults your Linux. Run the following command to check if Spectre Meltdown has been mitigated. Maybe I should check that. Ubuntu 2004, huh? When you enable VM Insights for a virtual machine, the following agents are installed. VM Insights support for Azure Monitor agent is currently public preview. Blah, blah, blah. Migrate to Azure Monitor from... See, I never even installed the log analytics agent, right? Yeah, no, we're not doing that. AMA migration helper, nah. Use the workspace overview tab. Okay. Okay, consider installing Azure together with a legacy agent. Yeah, it should be all good. It should be all good. I've been going through the VM Insights here, right? So I don't know if this is just a bug in the UI or what. You know, like why it kind of flummoxes me. Like, why does it think that? Okay, now this maybe do I have to do a hard refresh of the portal? Okay, all right. So like that's better, but it doesn't want me to configure stuff. But it's very confusing that it thinks that it's using the log analytics agent when the Azure Monitor agent is now enabled, which is not cool at all, right? Maybe it's because in my rule, I've got way too much terminal action here right now, but maybe because in my rule, I have I definitely feel like this did something. This did something like hardcore here. VM Insights perf counter, right? However, I feel like maybe because of the VM Insights perf counter, the data flow is to a log analytics destination. Well, where is the destination? So this is going to the Azure Monitor metrics stream. So let's go see where this stream is being used. So this metric stream is going to Azure Monitor destination. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. So yeah, it's not that we don't have a log analytics destination. I wonder if these other data sources are throwing it off, you know, like the syslog and the monitor perf. Let's just comment this stuff out and see what happens. I mean, but very, very promising. But just this last little glitch where the GUI's clearly knows something that I don't know, you know? And it's like, your thing is not like the way it's supposed to be, so I need to do something. It's not loading performance data. Very, very perplexing. It is super pissed about my DCR. It's like, what the heck, man? Why don't you like it? Said, you know, like we're legit in this thing. So data sources, performance. See, I cleaned up all this stuff, and it's like performance counters. All that stuff's gone now. Like I got rid of all that stuff, and I'm not even using. Yeah, I already have one like that. So I got rid of this thing, which like dumped it into a log analytics workspace, which you know, is what I thought it wanted me to do. So I guess what I should probably do is let me spin up another VM. I gotta go ask for some quota. Crap. Let's go ask the quota gods for 4 more cores. Just 4. Just 4. Just 4. We want 4 more cores, please. New limit 8. Let's do it. We're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting for cores. Give me some cores. They're reviewing my request. Isn't that nice of them? Please. ICANN has 4 DSV5 cores. Please? Please? Let's assume they say yes. Let me go spin up another VM. Now, this guy, yeah. So this guy's gonna be my weirdo. This is my, what should I call him? Like my ClickOps. Yeah, this is gonna be my ClickOps VM. Clicky. So my Clicky VM, and I'm gonna call it O2 is the host name. And we are just gonna dump him in the same everything, same network, all the things. Did they? No, they haven't even proved it yet. What are they doing? Come on, guys. Can't you see? Like I'm trying to get some stuff done here. Approve. apologize. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so I got my ClickOps VM ready to go with a weird name here. It's going to be VM02. Same resource group, same location, same virtual network. All the things. Oh, God, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They approved it. Wow. I'm so happy. I have to run a net. Bollocks. You add another module, you run a net. Them's the ropes. Them's the ropes, everybody. Same region. Except this guy. Oh. Wouldn't that be funny? Maybe I should put him in East US, right? Because East US, it's like the weirdest thing is like the ClickOps experience is it wants me to dump it into like a bloody East US resource group, right? It's like kind of whack. Okay, we're waiting for a VM to provision. So if I go to this VM, I should at least go check and make sure the things are still there. Insights. Log analytics agent. Bloody hell. See, the map is working. Love that. Love that map. VM provisioning. VM provisioning. Let's get my VM provisioning. Let's do it. Okay. Clicky is still being deployed. Isn't Clicky? No, that's Clippy. That's Clippy. I was like, isn't Clicky that like personal assistant from Windows 95 or something? Where is my VMs? There's my VMs. There's Clicky. Oh, Clicky. We're gonna try and set Clicky up here. Okay, Clicky's all set up. Yay. So now I do not have an association for good old Clicky, but I'm going to go to monitor and I'm going to go through the GUI experience. Implement complete monitoring of your Azure, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Where's Clicky? You know, oh yeah, it's under not monitored. I was like, Clicky? You killed Clicky. All right, so yeah, let's enable. Let's do this. Okay. I'm really confused as to why you'd want to put that in is appended MSVMI. See, it like makes me think that MSVMI must be the name of it or something. Foo. Sounds like a good name. Ooh, I can select a new thing. Like, okay, cool. Log West US. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But this VM is in West US, so. But I'm afraid I'm gonna monkey around. Like I'm afraid it's going to it's gonna do something to my log analytics workspace that I don't know what's there. So I don't want to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna provision another one of these. Monitor 2. I'm gonna call this Clicky. It's also gonna be in West US. But I'm gonna use, oh gosh, init. But I'm gonna use this Clicky monitor regional logs thing. And I'm gonna let I'm going to use that as my log analytics workspace, and it's going to do all the things, and then I'll be able to compare the two. But like, what the heck? Why are you different? Why must you hurt me? Oh man. Teams notification. We'll get some alerts. Check that later. All right, let's see here. Chat's been kind of quiet. Everybody's like, I don't need to be setting up Azure Monitor at 8:30 on a Tuesday night. I've got people to see, things to do. I get it. I don't. So this is pretty much all I got planned for tonight. Okay, so I've got a new monitor, regional monitor, whatchamacallit. I'm gonna go find Clicky, and I'm gonna go enable Clicky. We'll call this Clicky. Enable processes and dependencies. Yeah, we want that. Use my Clicky. All right. So MS VMI Clicky, guest performance, processes and map, Clicky workspace, and go. Okay. So we're going to do a little ARM deployment, and we're going to see if Clicky can get stable. Oh, pardon me. We're going to see if we can get Clicky stable so that I can see the performance, and so I don't see those nasty, you're using the log analytics, virtual machine extension. I want to see Clicky get very stable. And then all I should have to do is find the delta between the ARM template that Clicky is, creating for me here, and my Terraform code, and we should be rocking and rolling. It is very perplexing because I thought I did this, I spent many moons like scouring ARM templates here to construct this, reconstruction of the things, but I may have inadvertently injected some badness, some baddies. So, okay, we're done. So let's go look at the deployment. Let's go look at the template. Can I download the template? Yes. Let's just open the template. Uh-oh. Did I not extract that? Extract here. Okay. And open template. Oh man, I got too many templates open now. Okay, what am I looking at here? So, what resources am I provisioning? So I've got a deployment here where I'm doing a data collection rule association, and I'm doing the Azure Monitor Linux agent 1.0, Microsoft.azure.monitor. The name is like that. Okay, so that's the virtual machine extension. What else do we have here? Okay, yep, I've got, oh yeah, so here's my enable AMA. Yep, true, wonderful. That's in my code. I should just pull up my code so you can see, I've done all this already, right? So let me just prove it to you. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, let's go back up. So Microsoft.azure.monitor, Azure Monitor Linux agent 1.0 auto upgrade Wunderbar. The only difference is that it wants to put the host name of the VM in the name with a slash. But when I did that, the virtual machine extension was like, talk to the hand. You can't put a / in there. So I'm assuming that my virtual machine extension automatically puts the host name in there. If that's the only delta, I'd be surprised if it is. I'll have to go look at that. So now the dependency engine. What's up? Okay. The dependency agent. Okay, let's get that. So here's where we have dependency agent Linux. 9.10. That's not good. Microsoft.azure.monitoring.dependency agent. Okay. And then just like before, it has the host name of the VM and a slash in front of this dependency agent Linux. Blah, blah, blah. But of course I have the enable AMA. Okay, I'm doing a JSON encode to drop that into the settings because this is like the JSON block that we're dropping in there. Okay, so you can see, aside from the type handler being 9.5 instead of 9.10, but like we already saw that the dependency graph was like working. Now here is where I suspect the problem lies. So here's the data collection rule. So let me go look at my data collection rule, because I have done this. I have done all the things. So we have, first of all, it's prefixed with MSVMI, which I don't know why. Some magic string like prefix would be what breaks me. I guess stranger things could happen. But we have data sources. We have this thing called VM Insights. Oh, yeah. This is what I was missing. So VM Insights perf counters. Yeah. We have Microsoft Service Map. That's what that is. Yeah. Dependency agent data source. Yeah. That's it. That's it from data sources. We don't have any more perf counters? Lord almighty, for real? Wow, I must have, yeah, this must be what's jacking it up. This is probably the old school stuff that I should not have put in there, right? So let's make sure I get rid of, oh my Lord, come on. So perf counter gone. Perf counter gone. Syslog. This must be like what it was being confused by. Like, you are definitely. Now this scheduled transfer period really concerns me, because this is not an attribute that I can control, right? And this might be why my performance counter thing is like borked. Let's go RTFM on this one more time. So this is my performance counter block. Yeah. So we have streams, sampling frequency. Oof. All right. Let's check on scheduled transfer period. If somebody's loaded an issue for this, I'm gonna be very upset. Issue? Oh, it was closed. So this was closed a long time ago, which could mean that things have changed with AMA, right? So the thing that I want is, what is a scheduled transfer period? So it is in there. Now that's interesting. It's under counter specified. So it's only in the ARM code. Let's see. End of life, yep. Azure Monitor agent, yep. Yep. Data collection rule. I mean, I wonder when this resource was added. But, I mean, I have looked into using AzAPI. But this has been in there for a long time, right? The only question is, like, is this scheduled transfer period, like, why would that be omitted from the schema? It seems like that, unless that is an attribute of the counter specifiers, nope. Yeah, it's just a list of string. Shiza. So this could be a problem. It doesn't, I mean, it seems like there should be like a default value for scheduled transfer period, but if it's unset, like, you might be borked, right? So that would suck. So let's look at destinations. So log analytics is a destination, and we're using the resource ID for clicky, and that thing is just the name that we randomly create. And then we have a data flow for the insight metrics. And I think I need to get rid of all these, right? Because I think I only have 2 data flows. The insight metrics, and it's going to the, so that's interesting. It's not going to the Azure Monitor destination, which, I don't know what this is. Oh, so we actually don't have 2 destinations. We just have log analytics. So get rid of that. And now we're no longer doing this destination thing. I think the destination should be this guy. And then the data flow does not have a transformed KQL. So I should get rid of that. So we got insight metrics going to my log, VM Insights log destination, which is this thing right here, which is also this thing right here. Yeah. Okay, so basically I'm taking service map and insight metrics and I'm dumping it into those location output stream. I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay. Now, what else do we have here? So I have a data collection rule. Blah, blah, blah. Yakety schmackety. That's the same. It's the same stuff, man. It's the same stuff. Okay, let's run init. Let's see if we can make this happen. Also, while that's happening, let's go check out clicky. Should be another VM here. Yeah, clicky. let's go look at their insights. Performance. That's what I would expect to see. So Clicky's performance tab is working. Clicky's map tab is working. Wonderful. VM, who I'm now just setting this up again. Let's look at the plan so you guys like can make sure that I'm not like lying to you. We're updating all these things, right? So I'm getting rid of all those old school things, which where I probably went astray is I probably went into the portal and tried to set everything up through the portal. And the portal allows you to do the old school log analytics stuff, which is these performance counters and stuff like that. And I gen these up using the portal, but I did not gen them up using the portal's Azure Monitor agent wizard. It was like an old school wizard which set things up like the log analytics way. Yeah, so there we go. But we got to cross our fingers still, because this missing, what is this parameter called? It's like the data transfer, scheduled transfer period, PT1M. Excuse me. Maybe that's 1 minute. I don't even know, man. Time grain. Aggregate every minute. Yeah, that's right. 1 minute. I would assume there's got to be some sort of default. Did this apply? Okay, it's applied. Let's go back and look at my resource groups. Let me go to non-clicky. And let me go look at the insights. Please. Nothing. Didn't give enough time. But I'm very upset. I'm very upset. The map is working, but it's like the default must be like 24 hours or something. You know what I mean? Which I can't wait that long, man. You know, like what the heck, dude? If the logs are aggregated like I don't know what the freaking default is, you know? So that leaves me but with one option. Like if I do not want to wait for that, I mean, assuming that's the field, assuming that missing field on this perf counter is the problem, which right now that's the only thing that differs from my code, right? Just kind of feels like that's what's happening. So what I could do is I could just drop all this stuff into an AzAPI resource and then just jam whatever I want in there, right? Now it's gonna look nasty as all hell, but I know it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the problem is, to be honest. But that seems like the strongest culprit right now is that missing attribute on the performance counter. Bollocks. I wonder if there's a way for me to update that. You know, like can I go to the DCR and like edit that? it would be in here. This is the data source, right? Let's see what it generates for a template. This might give you some insight. Yeah, so with that thing omitted, so the question you have to ask is if this field, scheduled transfer period, is left blank, what is the default scheduled transfer period? Azure REST API. Create. Yep. Yep, we're doing this. What is it? Scheduled doesn't even show up, man. What is it on? It's on a performance counter. It's on a data source. It's on a data source. Performance counter. Oh, look at that. It doesn't even have, am I looking at an old version of this REST API? It doesn't even have that. Right? That's funny. The REST API doesn't even have that. What is the bloody thing called? Scheduled transfer period. Let's check the CLI. Data collection rule. Now, the PowerShell knows about it. The PowerShell knows all about it. What version? Doesn't say the version of the API. That's a bit frustrating. Okay, well, only one way to find out. Let's go do this in Azure API. Not fun. Not fun at all. Not looking forward to this, not one bit. Trust me. So, ugh. Do I create like an alt? I suppose main, and now I just have to go through the fun of converting that ARM template, which is going to be just like freaking fun. So we create this data collection rule. Oh, son of a biscuit, come on. Is it really? Really? This is the problem? It just seems so suspicious that my problem is specifically with the performance counter, the VM performance counter thing, business. Yeah, I don't want this. Yeah. So we're gonna have to figure out how to output all these things, and we're gonna have to use the AzAPI provider, which I'm not happy about. I'm gonna have to open a bug or an issue in the GitHub in Azure RM. If this actually is what fixes it, yep, I'm gonna have to do that. I don't even know what the output. I'm gonna have to output the ID somehow. All right. How am I good on time? Am I good on time? Yeah. Okay, so we gotta get rid of all this stuff. Get rid of all this stuff. Get rid of all this stuff. So we need to pass in the resource group ID. Yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Yeah. Okay, so structure's there. Let's go smash. So the name. I guess I don't need to worry about the name, but it's just really annoying. Could I just like copy pasta this whole business, this whole nasty business? Can I just copy pasta? Would anybody look down on me for that? Oh, I don't really fancy converting all this to HCL, but I probably should. Oh my lord. Look at all this nasty. Oh, data sources. That's an object? Oh my god, I don't even know where to begin here. Okay, so maybe copy pasta is not the greatest. So description, okay. This is gonna be so fun. Property 1, done. Data sources. That, I believe, is a complex object. Okay. Now, performance counters is an array. Okay. So we're going to have one performance counter. Can I just copy pasta that in? This should be somewhat manageable. There's probably a faster way to do this. If there is, let me know. Because I have done my fair share of, and of course, in HCL, like unlike JSON, I don't need that on those values. course. This is just my OCD striking. Like I don't have to do this, but it bugs me. You know, it bugs me. Does it have to bug you? No. Extensions. Extension? Yeah, extend. That is under data sources. And that should be an array. And we have one extension in there. What'd I do? Go away. Yes. And we have streams. We have extension name. We have extension settings, which is really silly. Okay. I'm really gonna try and not change any of this stuff because this is so nasty. It's actually not that bad. I'm doing a lot of complaining, aren't I? It's not the worst. You know, it's better than like a pen into the eye. Is that wrong? Did I? Okay. Data sources. Data sources contains extensions. So outside of data sources, I have destinations. Yeah. And that is I guess a complex object. Destinations, I have log analytics, which is an array, and I can just drop in an object. Yeah. I don't need this. I suppose I can just drop that. We're not using cookie, we're using log analytics workspace ID. Should be the resource ID. I think, yeah. Definitely, that's definitely the resource ID. Definitely. And then now down below, we've got data flows, which is an array, interestingly enough. And we have two objects in that, which are relatively simple. Streams. And these are just basically like linking objects that are referencing these magic strings that are already declared higher up in the object. So, my lord, it would be so nice if I did not have to, like if this attribute was on the Azure RM provider, that'd be so great. It'd be so great and just wonderful. But it's not. And it's bugging me that the portal wants to put in this scheduled transfer period, but I'm unable to put that in using the Azure ARM template. So we have to use the AzAPI. I'm sorry, the Azure ARM provider. So I have to use the Azure AzAPI provider, and which means I have to do this is all work that I've done before, right? I don't want to make it seem like this is like work that is net new because I have to use the Azure AzAPI provider. I had to do this conversion of this blob of, the data sources and the performance counters previously, like converting the ARM template, but I just have to do it again, and it's rather irritating that I have to do it again. So yeah. Okay, so this is pretty good. I'm relatively new to the AzAPI provider, but I'm gonna have to somehow output like the resource ID for that thing. Can I just? Oh, you know what? It probably is just gonna output a resource ID for me? Could I be that lucky? Oh yes. Oh yes. Wunderbar. So this resource, this AzAPI resource is going to be my thing, right? So now I can just go .id, and that's the DCR data collection rule resource ID in Azure. So I've got my log analytics workspace. All right, let's just look at this. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't it beautiful? Got that thing. Yeah. Okay. And I realized all those locals in my old code probably made it less readable. So I might go refactor my Azure RM version when we're ready to do that. So the big bummer, right? The big bummer is I need to use like my alt version, right? Now, I don't want to do that for everything. So, crap. I guess I can do it for everything because it doesn't affect Clicky. Wait, does it? I don't think it does affect Clicky. Because with Clicky, like legit, all I did with Clicky was create this thing and then a log analytics workspace. So, yeah, I think we're okay. Of course, this is probably going to get pissed because, I mean, we're gonna be. Oh yeah. I have to pass in the resource group ID now, not the name. Okay. And I probably need to disable like schema checking. What is that attribute called? Disable schema validation. Yeah. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Hit no likey, copy pasty. Let's turn that off. Running it. Let's get all the things. Now, the only thing Clicky is really dependent on is my log analytics workspace in West US, I think. So Clicky should be fine. Let's go back and look at Clicky. Clicky. Clicky's fine. Super fine. Nice. Ooh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I just have to use the AzAPI provider. Which, oh Lord. What happened here, man? Data flows on object resource definition, path data flows. Okay. I thought I told you not to worry about that stuff. So performance counters. Where are the data flows? I think it's like root. I see. Let's just grab this and let's put this into like a new file. Okay. So data sources is its own thing. Yeah. Then destination, then data flows. So what are you mad about, man? The request is, it could not be serialized, could not find membered data flows on an object type resource definition path data flows. It's probably something I'm screwing up in the resource thing. So I got body. Oh, you know what? Where's my AzAPI? It's probably because I need to have everything nested in this properties bag thing. Right? I mean, yeah, whoops. So everything's got to go inside the properties bag. My bad. Kind of forgot. Yup. But what about description? Is description, yeah, it's all inside properties. So there's this pattern in Azure where like you've got these resources, and then they define. I mean, there's top level attributes that are kind of common across resources, but then when you get into the nitty gritty configuration of the resource, everything just gets dumped into this like properties bag, which probably started off as, you know, a flat data structure, but as things got more complex, they get more nasty. We are not able to delete something because there's an existing association. So I think what I need to do, I need to remove, this is not my clicky, right? This is my legit VM. So let me remove, I might have to just manually portal jockey this. Unfortunately, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that because this, I got double DCR going here. Let me just delete this resource association. Deleted. There we go. All right, and then we'll leave that. So now we should be waiting for the stuff to destroy before we go add a new association. Or it might, wow, that was ridiculously fast. Could it possibly be that fast? And why do I have like multiple DCR prefixes here? Do I really just put in DCR? Oh, dang. In my alt, I put in DCR again. No, I didn't. Yeah. No, I'm good. Regional log, collection rule. So somehow I put in DCR multiple times. I don't get it. Okay. Did I not save everything? Like what is not saved? Oh yeah, it's that one file that has the ARM template open. So let's refresh this. Okay. So I think this is my AzAPI that I created. And I've got this thing here. And I've got my VM, which is not clicky. Let's go look. Any second. I hope this means it's like trying to load the data, because that's kind of the whole point of what I'm trying to accomplish here. Oh my God. There we go. This is not clicky. This is my VM, right? Map. Boom. So yeah, unfortunately, in order to set Azure Monitor, you have to use the AzAPI resource in order to get the data collection rule created, because there's a very critical field, the scheduled transfer period, that does not exist within the Azure RM schema for this resource. So you can go through the effort, and which I did, to set up an Azure RM version of this data collection rule, but it will not work. Not for the performance counter for the VM Insights perf counters, because of this missing attribute. So this kind of explains it, because I had set everything up with Azure RM, and this little guy being missing kind of borked my whole world. But now I've got everything working. I'm using a combination of the Azure RM provider and the Azure AzAPI provider. So we got the Azure RM provider, we got the Azure AzAPI. My module, I mean, if you were to look at this module and you were to look at my collection rule module, you wouldn't know that I'm using the Azure AzAPI. And when I publish this module, you can use it. And you don't have to be bothered by the fact that I used the Azure AzAPI provider. You can just know that it's going to work, right? As long as you pass in the resource group ID and the location that matches the log analytics workspace ID, you should be good to go. So yeah, so that was a fun little adventure. A little hairy, got a little dicey. We had to drop into ClickOps world in order to like get things working, which, you know, sometimes you got to deploy things manually before you can automate the things. That's like rule number one for any sort of automation. But we ultimately got it working. You can see it. Why do I continuously use upspeak? We got it working. Here it is. We got performance. We got the dependency map. And it's all in region, West US. That wasn't the problem. So we have a log analytics workspace. We have a data collection rule. We have a virtual machine. And that virtual machine has 2 virtual machine extensions, which are absolutely required. You need the Azure Monitor Linux agent, and you need the dependency agent. The dependency agent is what populates, let me open that tab. Let's go look at the VM Insights here. This map tab. So the dependency agent is what makes this map tab possible. You absolutely have to have the dependency agent installed with Azure Monitor agent enabled. That's like part of the virtual machine extension payload that you have to get set up. And then this performance is set up using the Azure Monitor agent, but using the data collection rule. But the data collection rule has to be in region with a destination of a log analytics workspace in region as well. So whatever region you're in, make sure you have a log analytics workspace and an Azure, a data collection rule, log analytics, and then you literally just link the virtual machine to the data collection rule using a Terraform resource called the Data Collection Rule Association, which sets up where is it? Which sets up the VM to be inside here. And that's it. That's what we had to do to get it working. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know who's still with me, but it was a bit of a marathon. I don't blame anybody if they got bored or felt like they had better things to do than figuring out Azure RM, Azure Monitor Agent performance and dependency mapping Tuesday at 9 o'clock at night. But if you did hang out, that's awesome. I appreciate you. If you're watching this and it's not live, I hope this is helpful. I hope you found my stumbling around insightful in terms of how to solve problems in real time. Spoiler alert, everything doesn't always go perfectly. Everything doesn't always go as planned. So you're going to run into issues and you need to have resources at your disposal. I did a whole bunch of stuff. So I had the Azure RM provider. I did, documentation. I set things up manually through the portal. I interrogated Azure ARM templates. I pulled up the manual on data collection rule, in general, and had to kind of transform in my head a bunch of documentation that's written for to try and help you use PowerShell, CLI, ARM templates, anything but Terraform, right? And you have to somehow map that into your knowledge of Terraform. Not saying it's not worth it. I'm just saying this is the reality until we get better documentation out there and better feature parity within the Azure RM provider. The Azure AzAPI provider is wonderful, but you have to really understand what the crap is going on. I do now, but I had to go through that process, right? And figure all that stuff out. So it's nice if if the Azure RM provider has the stuff built into it. That way you wouldn't have to go through that trial by fire. It's an open source project. It gets better every day. Gotta have faith, people. But just there's going to be edges, whenever something new comes out. I'm not sure how long this Azure Monitor Agent thing has been out, but it's been out for a few months. Anytime something new comes out, there's going to be, rough edges within the Terraform provider that haven't been updated. That being said, if you know go pull the code and go add this field. It's probably super easy to add, although it was a little scary that that attribute didn't show up in the REST API documentation. Although a better source of information would be to go look at the latest version of the Azure Go SDK. I'm assuming that since the portal generates ARM with that, it's probably there. But I'm gonna log an issue with the Azure RM resource provider. Why don't I do that now? Issues. Let me make sure there isn't another issue already. What resource am I complaining about today? Please tell me. Please tell me. My Lord. So slow. Anyways, maybe I'm not going to do that right now. The documentation doesn't seem to be wanting to let me look up this thing. I guess it's in my code. So there we go. So let me just search for open issues. Not possible to create a custom log, add information, output stream to docs. Default collection rule resource ID. No. Configure data sources in Log Analytics workspace. Maybe that's it. Let's check that out. See, this has probably been like shit canned because we're going to AMA, and this stuff probably doesn't have to happen anymore. Let me look for that one field that I care about. Nobody mentions it. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to create a new ticket for yeah, new issue. Bug report. How did I get that whole line of code? And where is the problem actually? Data sources, dot performance counter. Yeah. Data sources dot performance counter does not support attribute. I keep forgetting the attribute name. I'm getting tired here. There we go. I have searched the existing issues. Terraform version. One dot 5.4. 3.6.7. I put it in the title. Yep, so I guess I could grab this whole file. Oh, yeah, looks good to me. There's no panic output. My God. Is my Linux VM like crashing hard here? Like what is happening? Wow, like GitHub on Firefox is like crashing. This is infinite loop here. What's the definition of insanity? Oh, all right. I'm gonna log this bug later. You guys seen me do it. Anyways, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a bit of a marathon, but I got it figured out in the end, and that's all that matters. Anyways, this is the Azure Terraformer. I'll see you next time. Cheers.